Hello, it's Jess. Good to see you again. If you're new here, and even if you're not new here, I wanted to do an intro video for my channel so you could get to know me a little bit more and maybe learn about things that I plan to do in the future. I wanted to have two disclaimers about how this video has been shot. You are on a shelf and I am standing and I am too mentally ill to stay still. So I'm gonna be like going off camera and just like looking at the view on the balcony and then just coming back over here. There is no rules. This is freestyle filming. I don't know. I've done this intro like 7 times and none of them are great. 17 times and none of them are great. So we're just gonna have to go with this one because I'm not filming it again. Hello, it's Jess. Hello. Guys, do you know how to do a video? Do you know how to like do an intro? Because I'm really not doing well at this right now and I need some help. Whew, let's get to the point. So, who am I? My name is Jess. I have an interest in making art. I've been making art for my entire life. My mom was an artist. I have like a master's degree in fine arts with a specialization in poetry. It's a writing degree. I have a pen name. It's Jessica Lee Rude, and I do body positive, like spicy romance and erotica and poetry. So that's something you should know if you are to venture out into the rest of my social media. That persona is very much who I am. This is just the G or PG version of it. So don't expect all roses and kisses. She's going through perimenopause and she's also going to have menopause. So if that sounds like you should stay right here until the end of this video. And then you probably want to go watch some other ones. Or maybe go lay on the floor and sweat until you can't sweat no more. Okay, so in 2022, I started this channel and I started the email address and it was associated with that persona. This persona you see now. And I started to try to get sober, try to get into therapy. I was deeply depressed. My dad had died the year before. And I was like, I feel my humanity in my skin and I just need to let some of it out because it's poisoning me. What a way to feel about yourself. That's why I'm in therapy. I am recovering from alcohol addiction. So that's what was happening in 2022. I'm still, I would say, in recovery. I got sober in 2022 and then relapsed a bunch. The summer of 2023, I finally decided that I'd had enough. And I started to get more back into art. I live in a small apartment in New York City, and so I wanted to like do something. So I was like, trying to do art, and I had set up all this stuff, and like it was fun, but I ran out of space for stuff. Because if you're an artist, you are also a freaking pack rat. Like just everything. I'm looking at like a mess over here. So it was 2023, and I had started getting into art, and by the end of 2023. I had taken up all the space I could. I started watching YouTube videos and I saw folks that had started with art journaling, and I was like, oh yeah, the best thing about art journals is you make them and then you close them and they only have a limited amount of shelf space instead of all these paintings that I have from all these multimedia projects that are inside my head and want to get out. My goal for 2024 was to finish one journal, and by the end of 2024, I had filled 24 and started 2 more that I finished in January of 2025. And one of my goals was to put all of my journals from 2024 on YouTube in a playlist. I have done that. The last one is with my cat, who joined me on that journal, and I think it's really poetic because my cat also came on my journey of healing and spent many a day in bed as I was depressed and sad. And we love her for that because cats are awesome. You know it, and I know it. Look, I forgot I had a cat t-shirt on. What a world. I'm gonna keep doing journals. I'm gonna keep sharing flip throughs. I'll probably do journal pages. I also live in such a small apartment. By New York standards, it's pretty big, okay? Not to brag. Actually, that's not a brag because it's really small. So I live in a small apartment. I have a small art space. This is basically the size of it. There's like some room over there, but if I go any farther over there, you're gonna see behind the curtain And the wizard is over here, and that is, you don't go in there, okay? No one wants to be over there, all right? Well, I do because I want to make art, but you should not be looking at this. It is a hot mess. So what you can expect is conversations about how to art stuff in a small space, how to set up things like this, which is probably going to change in the future, this whole setting, because there's a bunch of trash right here. There's some of my paintings, none of which are hanging. They're on these little shelves that I have. And anyhow, I'm picking apart everything right now, but I really want to make sure that there's a space for someone who is in a similar space that I am. Like I'm going through perimenopause. I'm 44. My life changed because, not so much that my dad died, but my dad died, and I started to remember that I was alive. And that is a real, I awakened from, I don't know what I was doing. So yeah, I have many plans for my creative future. I have many plans for 2025, and I have many plans for 2026. I could keep going with counting how many years there are. 2027, 2028, 2029. Through most of this video, as I approach the camera, I'm just like this. And I just kind of look at my mom, look like my mom, who is, FaceTiming me. Like, oh my God, I can see one tiny nostril. Ugh. Is that how you say goodbye in videos? Well, that's what's gonna happen. All right, this is the best way I can do it. Thank you for coming. I love you. You're worth it. I'm worth it. We're all worth it. I'm gonna keep that one. I feel good about it. I feel real good. I'm terrible at this.